So lab 3 is kind of building on what we did in the previous labs. Rather than writing to a text file or writing to a CSV file, what we're going to do is we're going to pickle our data to a binary file and then unpickle it back to a list so that we can work with the data. So with that said, the model, the structure of everything that we've built is very, very similar, almost identical to lab 2. So with that said, and I'm not going to run it because it runs exactly the same as the previous ones. With that said, I'm just going to go ahead and grab lab 2, and I'm going to go ahead and paste that into our lab 3, and we'll just do some slight modifications. First of all, we're not working with CSV anymore, we're working with pickle. So we'll import the pickle module. File name will be employees.bin as opposed to employee.csv. Display menu is exactly the same. The write employee is going to be a little bit different. We're going to be writing as binary, and we don't need the new line. That's for CSV only. And then we'll change up this code here to call pickle.dump employees, the parameter that we're passing in, into the file. Our read employees, same thing, we got our employees list. We'll change up the flag here to RB, read binary, as file. And what we want to do here is we want to go ahead and use a for loop, right? Read employees. We want to go ahead and actually we don't need a for loop. We need to change this here to read reader. Let's go employees equals pickle.load. So I'm going to change this to pickle and change this to load. There we go, file, and then we'll return it. Our list employees will be exactly the same. I don't see any changes there. And then our add employee will be exactly the same. I don't see any changes there. And then our delete employee will be exactly the same. I can't see any changes off the top of my head there. And then main, everything else is exactly the same. So the only changes really are within read employees and write employees, right? So with that said, let's go ahead and run it and see what we get. Make sure it works. So as you can see, it's working so far. We'll go ahead and list. And, oh, we got an error. All right, so let's go ahead and check. Oh, we don't need the data type conversions, I don't believe. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. We need to go over to, what number was that? Let's see, that was number, must be str not int. Let's go ahead and take a look at where that's at. That looks like line 28. Oh yeah, so here's the problem here. We need to convert this to a string because it's currently an integer. So let's go ahead and convert that. That should help us out here. Let's go ahead and try that. Go ahead and list. There we go. And let's go ahead and add. We'll add Frank. Shoot, I forgot to add his last name. Oh well. And Frank was added. Let's go ahead and list. There's Frank there. Delete. Number 4. Frank was deleted. Listed again. He's gone. Exit. Program works perfectly. So again, all 3 labs kind of build on each other. Right? Well, 2 and 3 kind of 2 builds on 1, 3 builds on 2. So on and so forth, so you get an idea. Really, the majority of the work comes here in the write and the read employees. The way we write the data to either a text file, a CSV file, or a binary file, and the way that we read the data from the text file, the CSV file, or unpickle the data from the binary file. But 3 different ways of working with file I/O. It's totally up to you to decide which direction you want to go based on your application. Personally, if it were up to me, if you're writing complex objects like lists, tuples, dictionaries, and so on and so forth, you're going to want to go with pickling. If you're writing just simple strings and numbers, and you need to order them in a orderly and clean fashion, I would probably go with CSV files. If you're doing just simple, like 2 lines, 3 lines of text to like store maybe preferences for a user in an application, just go with a text file.